Hey, what's up? My name is PJ, and in this short video, we are finally going through the results of the Raw Edit Challenge week number 1. Hope you enjoy. So this video is out a lot later than I intended, and I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that I got the format right and did justice to everyone's photos. It's a really tricky one because I don't want it to look like I'm critiquing them because you guys haven't asked for a critique on the photos, but I do really appreciate all the edits, and not all of them are my personal style, but I can still appreciate where the person has taken it. So yeah, I've been I was chuffed with the amount of entries we got. I think we probably got a dozen entries all over the world. There was Brazil, Germany, Singapore, UK, US, Australia. I've probably missed some other ones, I can't remember, but you guys did a great job, and hats off to you for actually getting involved, actually doing an edit, sending it in, and getting involved. I really, really appreciate it. So let's go through them now. I'm not going to put my own editing video in this one, but I will get around at some stage to making a video of me doing my own edit for anyone interested, but I've got my photo at the end here, but let's go through what you guys have done so far. So lest we forget, this is the raw image, this is where we started, and the only restriction I had was I asked that you guys please crop it square, just because that's the way it was shot with the background. So with that in mind, let's get straight into it. So this first one is Travis. Travis is a watcher of my content. I think that's how we met, but we became friends on Facebook through my photos, and I wanted to call him out. He was one of the first people I thought to call out in this video. So this is his edit. It's very, very clean, simple, and old school in the way, when I say old school, I don't mean retro. I just mean in the way that it's not super stylized. Like so many of us, we shoot now with a very specific color grade, or a very specific, it's hard to describe, almost like we have our own presets, our own filters, almost a very specific look. But Travis's is clean, and I think it's a pretty timeless, very safe image. I think if you were to look at Travis's work 5-10 years into the future, they wouldn't have aged perhaps as much as some of our others were. So I really like it. Very nice clean edit, Travis, thank you. Next one, who have we got? This is Shania Burge. I have to say at this point, I'm so sorry if I butcher your names. I'm doing my best, but I now know what it's like. I now know what Jared Poland goes through on Raw Talk when he reads out the questions, because it's really hard to pronounce someone's name just from reading it. So this is Shania Burge. Shania is from Coffs Harbour, I believe, and like I mentioned before, this is a stylized. I can tell this is very much in Shania's personal style. I really like it. It's very detailed. Nice warmth in the skin tones. Looks like a little bit of split toning, because I think I can see some blue in the shadows. Very sharp, very nice Lightroom edit. I'm very happy with that one. Next one is Richard Lee. Richard is from, where's Richard from? From Florida, I believe, in the US. And really interesting photo. I actually missed this one up until just recently because it was in my spam folder, but I really enjoy this one because it stands out so much from the rest. It's like a black and white split toned type of deal, which I'm not usually a fan of, but there were a couple of entries that I really liked, and the split toning thing works really well for the purpose. So it's like, instead of blacks, he's used blues. Really cool. It adds an interesting dimension to the skin tones, which I really like, and I think this would make a really cool print in this style. So very nice, clean edit, Richard. Okay, who have we got next? This one is Rab, or Rab. I'm so sorry. I think it's Rab. My new friend from Singapore. Thank you so much for getting involved, my man. I really appreciate the way you have interacted with my videos, and I see your name pop up a lot, which is really cool. Rab, this is really cool, man. Again, the split tone thing, which a lot of us do these days. I can see some warmth in the highlights, some cool shadows by the looks of it. Very cool edit. I particularly like the way that the split toning has worked on the eyes. I think the blue eyes are really piercing in this. Very detailed, very sharp edit. I'm all about it, man. Very stylized. I like it. Next one is Nico. Nico's from Brisbane, I think. We're part of some photo groups, and he's a fellow music photographer. This is a lot closer to my style than some of the other ones. Lots of warmth in the skin tones. It looks like he's added some grain as well. So much more of that sort of visco stylized edit that a lot of us young fellas do these days. Very cool. I always love warmth in the skin tone, so I'm a big fan. Good job, Nico. Liam Davidson. Liam is a Melbourne boy. See him at shows around town. He's a really good kid. Similar to Nico's edit, I guess. It's that sort of visco stylized. It looks like he's added a little bit of grain as well to it. Very clean, very simple, very nice edit. A little less saturated perhaps than Nico's, but I like it, man. Very simple, very cool. I think this is a pretty clean, timeless edit. In a few years, like I said about Travis, in a few years we'll look at this and it won't have aged very much. This one is Jeremy X Lewis. He's my YouTube pal. He's my creative other half from Brisbane. He makes videos as well. He wanted to do something a little bit different with this edit. He actually made a video. If I remember, I'll link it in the description of him doing this edit, but he wanted to do like a retouch, like a skin retouching edit. So that's what this is. Very, very smooth on the skin tones. Still sharp where it counts, in the hair, in the eyes, etc. Very cool. Something that he's not... I definitely haven't seen much from you, Jeremy, but very nice, clean edits. For my style, I like heavy blacks, and obviously this is not super contrasty, but still very, very detailed where it counts, and a very nice, clean edit, man. And nice to see that you've made the background completely white as well. I'll give you bonus points for that. This one is Ashley Needon. Ashley is from Derby in the UK. It's really, really cool to see some of these names, because there were people in here that I didn't even know watch my videos, and I'm pretty sure Ashley was one of these. I can't remember if I've seen you in the comments before, but I really appreciate the edit, Ashley. Kind of similar to Jeremy's, actually. It looks like a very sort of like soft, very traditionally retouched portrait. I can see he's cleaned up the skin really, really nicely. The eyes are a beautiful piercing blue color, but it still looks pretty sharp where it counts in the hair, and looks like he's changed the composition a bit, so extra points for originality, Ashley. This one, I like a lot of these edits. I don't know why, but I would have to say this is probably my favorite. This is from Andrew Basso, who's also from Melbourne, and we've become quite good friends also just through the content, through my podcast and the videos. I really like the edit, Andrew. This is I don't shoot a lot of black and white because I'm very comfortable in color, but I think this is a really classy black and white, and I don't exactly know what it is about it. I remember you saying that you put some, maybe like a hint of brown. You split toned it, and in the shadows there was a hint of brown, and I just really like the gradients. I really like the distance between the whites and the blacks. I think it's really smooth and really flattering on the skin. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird of me to choose this one. I'm not sure why it stands out, but there's something about it, something about the quality of the black and white that I really like, and I think that's because it reminds me of a photo from like one of those old photo booths. I just think that's what the colors look like to me, and the background is all white as well, so bonus points for that too. This one is from Alex Fradalafra. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Alex, but I think your entry is great. It stands out night and day to most of the other ones. It's that sort of really gritty, detailed, sharp portrait that you just don't see anymore. Like 4 or 5 years ago, I saw a lot more of this on Flickr and 500 pics, but no one's really doing this anymore, so props to you, man. It's not, it doesn't work for every photo because it's sometimes not super flattering in the skin tones, and as you can see, the highlights are a little bit harsh, but I really like it because it's just so detailed. Like it's not, I'm not doing it justice unless I'm fully zooming in, because then you can actually see how sharp he makes the photo look. He actually makes this photo look sharper than I thought it was, so that's really cool. This next one is from Andrew Bromley. It slipped through the cracks the first time I recorded this. I'm not exactly sure how. I think it was just a matter of a broken Dropbox link, but it's a really cool edit, Andy. Really nice and warm, detailed, contrasty, but not too contrasty. I can see there's been, looks like some sort of split toning as well. The whites are dialed back a little bit because the background looks kind of grey, but it is all consistent, which I appreciate. Actually, this sort of edit and sort of the Andy style of photography lately it actually reminds me a lot of my friend Jonathan Kemp. Johnny's a really cool, very talented music photographer in the US, and I don't know if Andy's been influenced by him, but I definitely see some similarities between the two. So Andy, take that as a big compliment. Johnny's amazing. Really like your edit, man. These next two are from Anthony Grande. Anthony is from Madrid in Spain, I'm pretty sure. I see your name pop up from time to time. I know I follow you on Instagram. Love your work, man. I couldn't pick between the two edits you sent me. If I had to choose, I'd probably choose the color just because I really like color. This is it's along the lines of the edit that I do sometimes, which is those really shifted reds to make that blue, that sort of like bluey greeny color. I've sort of stepped away from that a little bit because I just find it does wash out the skin tones, but I think this is a really cool, very nice, clean edit. The eyes are just so blue. When you zoom in, it really shows the quality of this edit. Again, with that split toning things, it looks like there's some blues in the highlights, but very cool. I think this would also make a very nice print. This would really shine on someone's wall enlarged. Be cool if the background was white, but I didn't ask for that. I didn't even do that to my own one. I just saw some other people have done that, but cool edit, man. I like it. And he also submitted a black and white. I couldn't really choose between the two, so I put them both in. But the black and white is really nice as well. Again, for my style, I like to go a bit more heavy on the blacks, but I think what you've done with the white point of the photos, like the skin tones, are super, super flattering. I think that's really cool, man. In the black and white, it makes the background look really good as well. And this one is, I guess you'd call it this is the little curveball. This is the little black sheep of the group. This is from Eliza Manson, who's from Melbourne as well. Eliza's a good friend of most people in the music scene, so thank you for submitting, Eliza. She's actually not even technically a photographer. She doesn't own a camera. This was an iPhone edit, which I thought was really interesting because I didn't expect a non-photographer to edit, first of all, but I actually thought it turned out really good. To my knowledge, it was edited in the ViscoCam app and the Witogram app. I know I've used the ViscoCam app a lot, particularly when I'm traveling, and it's really, really good. Like, skin tones, fantastic. Obviously, when you zoom in, it starts to fall apart, and that's because it was edited on a small screen. It was not intended to be viewed like this, but I think a lot of photographers actually do. A lot of those Instagram photographers do use Visco exclusively, and that's because the photos look great on a small screen and it takes almost no effort. So I think this is a really interesting one. I think maybe we'll have to do a phone editing challenge sometime in the future. What do you guys reckon? If you'd be down for that, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. But cool edit, Eliza. I think it's really cool, and I'd like to see what you could do with a real camera and with some real editing software. I think you've got a good eye. And the last one is mine. It looks very orange compared to the rest, but I just really love the deep skin tones. I don't want it to look oversaturated. I wanted it to just look sort of like the warm, sunny feel, sun-kissed. I think I mentioned Matt, who is the handsome fella in this photo, had just got home from a holiday, so he was quite tanned. I wanted to do it justice. I didn't even clean up the skin or anything because I think it's just kind of part of it. Maybe if I was going to print it, I would. I didn't fix up the background or anything, but that's my edit. It's still very detailed. You can see like the hair and stuff. There's quite a deep black. I tried not to go too heavy on the highlights. I tried not to blow them out too much, but that's my edit. That's where it is. So yeah, I'll try to remember, but I'm intending to do my own full video of how I did this edit. I might even make it into a preset and upload it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I can't even express how grateful I am for everyone that got involved. I called out 3 people and I got a dozen, like I said, from all over the world. That's really, really cool. That's where this sort of stuff gets really exciting for me, because when everyone gets involved and when I'm getting a little bit of feedback in these videos, it makes me want to go that much harder, and it makes me want to just make more and make better content for you guys. So I really appreciate that. That being said, I'm going to request one thing of you guys if you're watching this, especially if your editors in this video. I've made a Facebook group. It's called the Big Pants Photo Legends Club, I think. And this is where I want to make the home base for this little community that we're sort of creating. So I'm hoping that, yeah, if you're in this video or if you would like to be involved in future, join this Facebook group. I'll link it in the description, and that's somewhere we can sort of hang out. I'm going to put all these edits in there so you guys can have a look. You can have a look at what everyone else has done and have a look on your own screen. I know Facebook's not the best quality for sharing photos, but I think it'd be a really easy place to get everyone together. I'm going to put the raw file for next week in that group so you guys can download. I haven't decided yet, but I just think that could be a really cool place to hang out. We could help each other, chat about photography stuff. There's a lot of music photographers in this sort of group because that's sort of been my focus, but let's make that our little home base. So if you'd like to get involved, I would love to have you in the Big Pants Photo Legends Club. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you'd like to see more in future, give me one of these bad boys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.